What's going on, everybody? So today I wanted to cover a pretty large topic and question that I get often as a sea hunt dealer. So for those who haven't figured it out yet, I work at Ultimate Marine. We're one of the top sea hunt dealers in the nation, and we go through a ton of them, and we see all different models, all different makes, all different configurations. But one of the biggest questions that I personally get, and I'm sure plenty of other sea hunt dealers get, is what is the difference between the Ultra and the Gamefish? Not much is a quick answer. However, there are a few key differences that I want to go over today. So it's not so much which is better, which is worse. That comes down to your personal use of the boat. But as far as the actual layout, as far as the actual hull, as far as the actual boat itself, there's very, very alike. Just a lot more size differences in the Ultra. So we're honestly going to get right into it. I'm currently sitting on a 265 model that I'm very familiar with, and I have another video on actually out there right now. But just to kind of give you some background, so as far as Sea Hunt goes itself, it's a 28-year-old company, started in 1995, and started just with a father-son team, Vic and Bubba Roof, and they really just wanted to make one of the best center console boats out there, and they did. Right now, Sea Hunt is 19 years and counting on the #1 selling saltwater center console, and they'll probably make it 20 years. It's a great product, and I'm not just speaking it as a bias of a dealer, of a salesman. I'm speaking to it as an owner as well. I've owned a BX22BR, loved that boat, put it through its paces, put 273 hours on mine in 1 year. Definitely fished it hard, loved it. Anytime I wanted to go out, it was right there for me, did everything I needed to do, and it can do that for you too. But as far as today's topic, the Ultra is a super well-balanced, great all-around boat, especially for, I'm here in Tampa, Florida, especially for our waters here. It's fantastic. There's no hiccups on it. It fits just about checks every box for, I would say at least 75–80% of the boaters out there. So without further ado, we'll just start off with a couple of things. So the Ultra comes in many more sizes. It comes in a 219, 229, 234, 239, 255, which is the last of the single engine boats for Sea Hunt in the Ultra size. Then it goes to the 265, 275, and 305. So what I mean by all those sizes to decipher it is 219 is 21'9", 219, 22'9". That's really just the models. And why do they do so many sizes within a certain foot range? Well, a 219 is a great entry boat. 229 and 234, all those are great entry boats. They're single engine boats. Really, you gain X amount of space between each model, and you can go up in horsepower. So 219 can get up to a 200, 229 can get a 250, 234 can get a 250, 239 is 300, 255 is 300, and 350 now that Yamaha thankfully added another V6 350. 265 is where we enter into the dual engine territory. I'm pointing to the motors here. Dual engine territory, twin 150s or 200s. 275, we get into 200s or 250s. And 305, of course, is twin 300s or 350s. So that's really, they try to cover all bases and all needs. And of course, each boat gets longer and a bit wider. And you can also get more leaning post options. So a 219 can't get an Ultra Entertainment leaning post, it just won't fit. But it can get some great options in that as well. So there's many more things to decipher within that, but that's just covering the basics of the Ultra. The Gamefish comes in 25, 27, 28, and 30. So I'm looking at a 27 Gamefish that's next to me that I'll highlight in a little bit here. But the Gamefish is exactly how it sounds, right? It's a fishing forward boat, comes in a lot less sizes. If you want to go smaller than that, you would go towards either the BX, which is the Bay Boat series, or you can go to a smaller Ultra, which still has live wells and rod holders and so on. But the Gamefish is a great boat, only in twin engine settings, and does awesome for the fishing focus. So what I want to do is go around this 265 and possibly go around a couple other models that I have here on the lot. I have, you know, 27 Gamefish, 28 Gamefish, 30 Gamefish. I have a 305 sitting here. I have a 275 in the back. I have a 219 here, you know, a little tyke, and so on. So, I mean, yeah, let's get into it. We'll go around this boat, and we'll cover just essentially the layout of this boat versus the layout of the 27. I wanted to do these two because they're pretty equal in size. It's 265, 27 Gamefish. They're both a twin 200 setup, so it's going to be pretty apples to apples comparison of what the main differences of the boat are. So let's do it. So I've done a tour of a 265 before, so I'm not going to go completely in depth like I have before, but this is the cockpit and stern area of a 265. So here's my helm seating, my captain's chair, my leaning post. This boat is equipped with the Ultra Entertainment leaning post, which has this countertop here, countertop sink, some storage, a nice cooler down there, phone chargers, footrest. I have a trash can on this side right here, you know, really nice option. And then on this side I have a couple of luxurious items, we'll say. So down there I have some plastic cups, and then, you know, just stainless steel tumblers and everything. Actually can fit a wine bottle and everything like that in there. So, you know, made for the cruising type. And that's really what this will get into, is what the main difference is. So going towards the back again here, you'll notice that I have this big long bench seat. I don't have the cushions out right now, but you'll notice I have this big long back bench seat here. So I have a live well here. I have a pull-out storage here that I can get access to my water tank and everything like that underneath. And then here I just have storage or a cooler. It is insulated back in there, so it does have a drain and everything. I do still have cup rod holder combos, so you'll see I actually can put a rod or a cup in there. I have a permanent backrest. This backrest does not come up. It's treated as a bolster. I have a back transom door there where my washdown is. So if you look back here, just like that, my washdown is just over the transom, right there. And then this door opens up just like that. And the reason that this door opens up here on the back of the Ultra is because off of the transom I have a pull-out ladder. So you can come right in through this entrance here and enter into the boat. And along with these new Ultras, this is a 2025 that I'm standing on right now, I have two dive doors. So I have one on that side, and then I have one on this side over here. So the 2023s and previous only had one dive door, so that's an addition that they made for this model year. But you see, this is the layout of most 265s that I see. Of course, you can change up your leaning post. You know, Seahunt is essentially a semi-custom boat builder, so you can, you know, choose your options within the parameters that they provide. So you can choose your colors, choose your leaning post, choose your interior color, choose, you know, your motor package. This is a twin 150 boat. You can do a twin 200 boat. So, you know, semi-custom. You can choose within their parameters. But this right here is what you can see on a 255, 265, 275 Ultra, 305 Ultra. This is the main difference right here, or excuse me, the key feature, I should say, in the Ultra is this back bench seating right here. I do not get a fish box per se that some people are looking for in a typical fishing boat. That just is not what the Ultra is built for. That's where the Gamefish would come in, which we'll go over the Gamefish in a little bit here. I also see this option here. I can't get this leaning post on a Gamefish. It only comes on the Ultra because the Ultra is for entertainment. Hence the name of this leaning post, Ultra Entertainment Leaning Post. So that goes into answering the next question of, well, what is the difference between the Ultra and the Gamefish? Well, the Ultra is more so for those who are cruising and so on, while the Gamefish, as we'll just peek over here to the 27, is exactly what the name says, more so for the fishing side. So what that essentially means is if you are, I always do it by percentages. If you are 50-50 cruising fishing, straight down the middle, you do it half the time. I would actually just me personally, unless you like the Ultra, I would actually push you towards a Gamefish and set it up for more comfortable cruising, where you'd still have your live well, still have your coolers, everything like that, because it's nice to have those when you're out there fishing. But when you're out there with the family cruising, going sandbarring, things of that nature, it is still comfortably set up for that. So I'll just throw out a build, for instance, on a 27 Gamefish. I would do a forward seating model. I would get a mezzanine leaning post, and I would get a rear bench seat. You can comfortably fit probably 8 people on that boat if you're out there cruising, possibly more. It is a yacht certified vessel over 26 feet, so as long as you have a life jacket a person, you are all right, within a reasonable amount, of course. That's how the laws are here in Florida. But it's comfortable when you have that, you know. A reason I say 8 is because once you get much more than that, it's a little tough to get around the boat, because you have, you know, 2 at the helm, 2 facing rear, 2 in the back, 2 up front. You can add another 3rd or 4th up front. There's space there, but depends on how you like to party. So if you're 60-40, cruising fishing, I would recommend you to the Ultra, because you are going to find the rear bench and the entertainment leaning post, or another leaning post, let's say the Ultra bait tank leaning post or the mezzanine leaning post. You're going to find that much more suited towards your liking when you have family out, when you have kids out, the dog, the cat, the raccoon, whatever you kind of pets you got out there. By all means, they're going to find it much more comfortable in an Ultra, where you have a lot more seating, a lot more creature comforts, exactly, or essentially out there on that boat. It's just going to be a lot more comfortable for you. You can also do the options, you know, aftermarket options of doing the shades and so on and so forth, and the Ultra will just be great for that. Especially if you sandbar a lot, the new models where you have the dual dive doors and a transom door, it's a knockout feature when you have, you know, your floaties out there and everything. You can enter it on both sides. You know, you can enter it through the transom. You got a ladder and everything. It just helps you out. If you're predominantly fishing, of course, I would say get to the Gamefish and don't look back, because you can also reconfigure the Gamefish to have different setups up front, which we'll get to later. I don't want to confuse you now. So we'll look at the rest of this Ultra, then we'll pop over, look at that Gamefish, see the differences, and then I will decipher between the 2 setups of the Gamefish that you can get, and only the Gamefish. So let's take another loop around this Ultra really quick, show you just some other key things, and we'll go from there. I am now on a 2025 27 Gamefish. It was right next. That's the boat that we just got off of over there. Currently available as well, by the way. As is the one I'm on now. Hit me up for details, of course. Had to plug it. But this right here is the transom of the Gamefish. So you see, I have my small seat here. This is kind of like a little bit of a buddy seat. That's in the transom. It's nice. It's very wide, actually. You can fit in there real well. Then you have armrests and everything. You have a cup holder, rod holder, whole 9. I then move to the fish box right here. It's a large fish box. Very nice, deep, insulated the whole bit. A little cutting board on the top, and then I move to clear top live well in there. And then this particular boat is not optioned with it, but you can get a removable bench seat that is right here that fits 2. Fits 2 people sitting side by side. Bilge access here, and this is a mezzanine seat with an aquarium style live well. So I've done a video with a boat that has this before, but essentially you lift up from the back here. Excuse the dirt and everything. Don't do so much by the road. We wash these every week. And there's the live well. Get in there, get your bait, get out. I have my rod holders and cup holders side by side. And then on the Gamefish, I'll have tackle storage instead of my wine glasses and all that. I'll also have some other tackle storage here on the side. And then on the other side of this leaning post, I'll have a huge storage access back in here. Just like that. Get to the back side of that. There she goes. So that's a mezzanine leaning post is a standard option when you order a 27 Gamefish. If you were to just check all the boxes for a white on white blank 27 Gamefish, this is what you're getting right here. Now, of course, you can change this out with other things, but this is an option that you can also get on the Ultra minus the live well. If you choose a mezzanine leaning post for the Ultra on your build sheet for a Sea Hunt, whatever size, you know, let's say 265 like the one we just on, you'll get a cooler underneath this seat rather than a live well. If you do want a live well here, you will have to get the Ultra bait tank leaning post, which is a standing bait tank. I can show you a picture of it when out of my catalog, but it's a standing bait tank with those flip out footrests that we just saw on that boat. It will not look like this. So that's one of the other differences between the Ultra and the Gamefish, is that the Gamefish can get some leaning posts, the Ultra can get some other ones. But there's the other shot of the big difference between the two. Here's my Gamefish. And then again, looking back at the Ultra, there's my Ultra. Seating in the rear, fishing in the rear. Main differences right there. I could show you the rest of this boat and you'll see this will have an option that 2025s have and some 2024s, but you'll see it have an oscillating, table that goes up and down. I have that in one of my videos. But you see the forward seating itself is actually the same. I got the same backrests, have the same space, same bolsters. Now on this boat, or excuse me, on this model, I'll have flat cushions rather than those contour cushions. But I have the same seat here, I have the same space in the head, same console there. Coming around, same everything. This boat in particular has outriggers on it. That's how we built it, but there are actually mounts for, or excuse me, not so much mounts, but that hardtop on the Ultra is ready for outriggers should you want to put them on there. Here's the front of this 27 again, the forward seating. Just keep in mind on how that looks like right there. And then we're going to pop on over to the 28 standing at me right there, staring at me right there. Now this boat is awesome. It's probably my favorite Gamefish right now, but I'm solely going to focus on the forward part. I'll focus on the whole boat, never mind. We'll look at the whole boat because the forward seating, or excuse me, the coffin box seating up front is just one of the differences, but the new 28 has a few different styles. I've done a walk around video of this before, so I really will focus on the front of it. But so I am on the 28 Gamefish, the newest addition to the Gamefish family, and I think the Sea Hunt family as well in general. But check out this front seating. And this is just for the Gamefish, just for the Gamefish. I want to make that clear. And I cannot get it on the 25 Gamefish yet, at least. If they do something in the future, great. I do not know if they will, but check this out. So this is called the coffin box arrangement. We'll walk around all the way up front. Look at all this space I have. Going all the way up front. I have rod holders up here. Walk all the way up to my anchor access right here. Walk all the way around. I have full walk around ability of my bow with the coffin box setup. And here's that big lounger. This is a massive lounger. I'm 5'9" on almost every day, and my feet do not reach the edge of this area here. You'll also notice I have, I call a little buddy live well up here. There's a little 15-gallon live well at the bow. So like that, if you guys are out there fishing and you don't want the person to go all the way towards the back, I mean, you got 28 feet of boat to get all the way back there to come all the way back up the bait. Nope, stick your own bait up here, buddy. You got the space to do so. And under this big old coffin box, I can lift up, and I have a big separated fish box up here, or storage, however you like to use it. It is insulated, and that divider can come out, of course, so you can fit your larger fish. Watertight. Look how big that seal is right there. Come down and meet it right there. But really, really nice on 2 gas shocks. Just like that. So to quickly just wrap this up, the differences between the Ultra and the Gamefish is almost solely leaning post back to the transom. There isn't any difference in what kind of electronics you can get, what kind of horsepower you can get between equal sized boats and everything. You know, like a 275 Ultra and a 27 Gamefish, if you option them out with just a standard leaning post, which is the mezzanine, the only difference between those 2 boats is going to be the genuine transom, the back, the stern of the boat. You know, other than that, you can get them with the same power, you can get them with the same electronics, you can get them with the same, you know, forward seating. You get them with the same hardtop. You can put outriggers on both of them. You know, there's not a whole lot much more difference. It's, again, just going towards what you like to use your boat for. You're cruising and you're going out there and hanging out on the boat more so, it's going to be the Ultra. Excuse the Lambo. If you are fishing, you are going to want that Gamefish. It's just going to be a bit better option for you. You're going to appreciate the features more on the Gamefish when you're fishing as opposed to the Ultra. Now, let's not confuse this with the fact that you can still fish on the Ultra and you can still cruise on the Gamefish. They both can do both. However, again, you will appreciate the options on the Ultra more if you're cruising. You're going to appreciate the options on the Gamefish more if you're fishing. There you have it. In a 1-sentence synopsis, that's the differences. And then the Ultra offers more sizes, smaller sizes. So just wanted to hammer that out, guys. If you do have questions in particular to each model or any size in particular, anything like that, but of course, by all means, leave a comment, drop a like, send me a message. You got me on Instagram, just at my name, just like my YouTube is. And please feel free to reach out. I have almost any size to my discretion, but I've been selling sea hunts for a little while now. I've owned them, you know, connected with the factory multiple times. So by all means, always reach out. I'm always happy to answer as best I can. So I appreciate you guys. Look out to the next video. Hopefully we'll get into, once my Solus comes back to me, hopefully we'll get into that boat. And really appreciate that boat. That one's a nice one. I'm excited for that. In the meantime, guys, also, if you're ever interested in a boat, please reach out to me. I'm in Tampa, Florida, and I'd be happy to help you get on the water. Thanks, guys. Take care.